man. Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming here with a force. Yeah. Blessing the reap and we coursing on.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay, and we are back to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County, season 17, episode 3, titled "We Cut It Closed." Okay, and can I tell you something? This episode really showed me that production must have seen that whole Tamara and Shannon don't like each other situation wasn't gonna last long. So now they shifting it around where Tamara gonna be shady with her friend Jen, okay? Cause since she's cutting the cord on Cut Fitness, it sounds like she about to cut Jen to the core, okay? But y'all, the episode starts off where Emily and Shane are at their home, and Shane is working and he's doing his thing, doing his lawyer thing. And Emily is at home with the kids most of the time. So he talks about how Emily will call him in the middle of court so that he can cut the AC off from his phone and she could literally get up and do it herself. All right, Emily, now we ain't about to be at home being lazy now, child. We got to get up and do some things, okay? But moving on, then we see Gina helping her daughter with soccer. She's kicking the ball around. And then she actually kicks the ball into Gina's shins. And I said, oh my, that's got to be painful. Okay. Then we see in the next scene where Shannon is talking to her daughter about the ACTs and her taking the next level, they're getting ready to go to college and whatnot. This is one of the twins. So they're talking about her progression and what she needs to do next. And then we are seeing Heather talking to the kids. Like, her twins are getting ready to go to college. And they show the photos of them in their respective dorm rooms. And the daughter says that the water pressure is messed up at the college, so she don't know what she gonna do. I'm like, these are some bougie cheering. I don't know how they gonna make it. I don't know. I don't know. I hope this college is as bougie as Heather and her husband are, because they gonna have a problem. Then they talk about the credit card and if they gonna be able to use the credit card and this. It was just a lot of very superficial stuff going on here. But I love every minute of it. I mean, it's Heather, and we wouldn't expect anything else from her. So the kids act like they mama, and that is what it is, okay? So they're just basically talking about how much they're going to miss them. And then Heather talks about her possibly getting back into working as an actress. And she says, but I do know that I still have 2 little ones here that I need to take care of. But they're not far behind their big brother and sister in taking that next step to going to college as well, okay? So then we move on, all right, from that scene. Y'all know I watch the show as we go along. So here is the scene that really changed the whole show around. So this is where I knew that the show is going to turn into the Jen and Tamra hate each other show, okay? So Jen comes to Cut Fitness to basically, talk to Tamara as she's getting everything ready. She sold some things. She sold all of the equipment in there, everything except for the hot tub or something like that. Then they talk about how Jen and Ryan were in the hot tub together and how they actually met at Cut Fitness. Then they go into talking about Shannon and how basically Tamara was really rude to Shannon at the last event that they went to. And Jen was like, yeah, you really need to apologize to her, because she was really apologizing to you and being empathetic to what you were saying, and you told her to F a duck. I was like, girl, Jen, she about to say worse to you, honey. Okay, buckle up, because Tamara is a friend to nobody. Let me tell you something. Tamara is going to do whatever it takes to stay on this show. Y'all won't give her the hug again, okay? And if it won't be due to the lack of drama or her being in the mix with what's going on, okay? So they sit down and talk, and she's looking really reluctant, like, I really don't want to apologize to this bitch, but I just know that this storyline with Shannon, it ain't gonna go, because the reason why that storyline isn't gonna work, let's be real, Shannon is all zen. She going to the store to get her crystals, child. She not trying to be in no drama with Tamara. And Shannon is not new to this. She true to this, okay? She knows what these women do on these housewives shows. She knows that they're going to keep on coming for her and coming for her because they want to activate her. And she's like, well, what you're not going to do is activate me, because I'm not letting none of y'all put me in a sourpuss mood or spirit. And I know that Tamra, that's her goal. So she's basically like, nope, I'm not going to let you make me look crazy. You can do it all by yourself, because fools, you the one look foolish when you sitting over there arguing with yourself, okay? So then they weirdly pivot the conversation into Tamra bringing up Jen and her supposed infidelity with Ryan. Apparently, what's her name? Tamra starts to talk about how she didn't know that Jen and Ryan were pretty much, tangling up their relationships, and they were basically doing the deed behind the scenes from her husband. So she said that I'd see you guys in the sauna and on the treadmill next to each other and talking and whatnot, but I didn't really know what was going on. And apparently, Tamra and Eddie were hanging out with Jen and her ex-husband. So the ex-husband came to, no, Ryan actually came. Ryan, the new boyfriend, Jen's boyfriend, came to Eddie and Tamra and talked to them and said, listen, this is what's going on. Basically, Jen is behind homie's back, humping up on me in the sheets, okay? So he didn't want them to get caught in the middle of it, because they are hanging out with the husband and Jen. So Tamara brings that up so that she can start to stir the pot with this new drama. So Jen is looking like, girl, why is we talking about this right now? Like, I thought we was just talking about you and Shannon. Now you want to bring up my supposed infidelity? And I don't even really think that Jen really wanted to talk about that. And Tamara was literally producing a scene, because even later on, she was like, just be honest. Like, trying to help her along in the scene to make her relevant and talking about this stuff. But you never know what is going on behind the scenes with Jen and her husband, where they're divorced. But now this is bringing to light that she was actually cheating on him. And that could make him come back. Who knows if people can come back and try to get more money from you in a divorce, or whether he can try to use this against her for her children. We don't know what type of man this is. So for y'all to be using this situation on the show, child, I don't feel sorry for you, Jen, honey. You came on the show, so you had to know that it was going to get messy, child. So she's like, yeah, I know that was a sticky situation. And she tries to drive it back to Tamara and Shannon. She's like, that's why I'm telling you that I know I put you in an awkward situation. So I'm trying to be a better friend because I pretty much took a stance of distancing myself from you. Jen is saying she distanced herself from Tamara because she didn't feel like how it made their situation feel, with her kind of not really involving Tamara and Eddie in her foolishness. Never admitting that she was actually cheating on her husband, child. But nevertheless, she tries to drive the conversation back to old Tamara and Shannon. She's like, yeah, so that's why I'm saying you need to go ahead and apologize to her, okay? So she's like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I'm going to apologize to her. So, child, Jen, just be ready for the roller coaster that you about to get, because Tamara is about to dig in your ass, okay? So moving on, we have Gina and Travis studying for this real estate test. I guess apparently her and Travis gonna get their real estate license because they not rich like everybody else on the show. So she need money. She trying to buy a new house, child. She gonna put on a nice leisure suit and go out here and pretend like she got some money. And maybe she thinks using her star appeal from the show is going to help her sell some more houses. I don't know, but hey, this is what Gina doing. So she sits down with Travis, and they're going over some of the questions. And the question was, a broker is so busy that he never has the time to return the phone calls of his principals. This practice is, she chose the wrong answer. The answer was C, discouraged. But she chose something, I don't know what the heck homegirl said. She said D for prohibited, but that was wrong. Moving right along, I don't really see Gina selling nobody no high-end houses. Gina don't even know how to talk to the people on this show, so I don't even know how she gonna really put her words together to articulate the square footage of a $1 million+ home. We'll see how this go, child. So moving on, she begins to talk about Jen and her situation with Ryan. And she's like, yeah, I kind of feel like, it's just a sticky situation with her and this supposed infidelity. Like, I don't even really know her like that. I kind of know her like, you know, peripherally or something. She couldn't even say the damn word right. She says I know her kind of, you know, by way of other people, basically, is what she was trying to say. She goes to the ladies' yoga studio classes, but don't really know her like that. So she telling Travis this, and this man do not care. Okay, he could give a shit less. So Jen is sitting here with Travis talking about Jen that she knows peripherally. Okay, she couldn't say it right. She's a surface friend, but she talks about how, Jen and Ryan's situation just doesn't sit right with her, whether it was 6 months or a year or whatever, that they weren't intimate. She just doesn't like it because of the fact that she was cheated on by her husband for a long period of time. And he's actually in a relationship with the other young lady now, if I'm not mistaken. So she's kind of taking it personal. And I just feel like, girl, you need to mind your business, because you are not the poster child for everybody that done got cheated on. So Gina, listen, we know you are the broke bee on the cast. So you just gonna stir up all the drama. So you just gonna use this as a way to bring it up so you can talk about it on the show. Okay, girl, we see you. So in the next scene we have, and by the way, Travis don't give a damn. Okay, he really don't care. He's just sitting in this scene because he's just doing his part. Good for you, Travis, for being such a good boyfriend. Moving on. So then in the next scene, we have Shannon in the crystal shop with her boyfriend John. So she's talking about, oh, she's more of a fire sign. We learned that he's more of a water sign. So she's talking to the lady at the front desk to try to figure out, get some suggestions as to what she should get for her house, whether she should get a big crystal for her house. Then she wants to get one that she wants to wear in her bra, child. I'm like, Shannon, so you wants to bless the titigum bitties. All right, girl, whatever, get your aura right, child. Okay, so she said that she feels like her spiritual counselor is saying that she needs something that's going to repel negativity. Okay, so apparently we know who the negativity is. It's Miss Tamra. Tamra is back on the scene with the gangster lean, and she's stirring up some drama. And Shannon is like, I have come such a long way. I am not about this. Let this chick perplex me so. Okay, so while they're in the crystal store, she's talking to John and she's talking about the whole situation with Tamra. And then all of a sudden, here come Tamra calling. So Tamra calls and she apologizes profusely to Shannon. And Shannon was like, well, I appreciate you calling and saying that. And Tamra was like, you didn't appreciate that. I mean, you didn't deserve that. I was just upset, all the stuff that's going on. I'm closing my gym down. It's just, I've been going through a lot and I really took that out on you. And that's not okay. I shouldn't have done that. First of all, Tamra, you are going through a lot, but you didn't take it out on Shannon. You were being stank to Shannon because that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to have a storyline. You wanted to have something to talk about. And you were testing the waters to see how far this could go. You see that Shannon is not going to give you anything. You gave her the best that you got. And she was like, nope, I'm dodging all the BS. Pop, 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 dodging it again. You won't get me. Not I, said the cat. That's Shannon. She's like, you're not going to come for me this season, all season. Pick somebody else. Get somebody else to do it because it's not me. So now that you see that it's not going to work with her, now you want to be her friend and you want to clean it up. So Shannon is like, okay, I appreciate you calling and apologizing. And then she invites Shannon to her Cut Fitness dinner. She's having a closing Cut Fitness dinner, and Shannon agrees to go. But Shannon says in her confessional, she's like, I don't want this. She was like, I appreciate Tamra apologizing to me, but I want her to apologize for the last 3 years too. Like, it ain't no just call me and apologize for the other night. I want you to, I've done this too many times with friends where I just take it in and take the apology and move on, but I don't talk about my feelings. So Shannon was saying that she really wants to have another conversation with Tamra about all the stuff that she said about her over the last 3 years. And she wants her to really apologize for that, because Shannon feels like in the grand scheme of things that she's been a good friend to Tamra. And she feels like Tamra was just out here in these streets sullying her name and she ain't really do nothing to sis. So I can understand that, because in friendships it's hard and you go through things or whatever the case may be. But what you're not about to do is be sitting up here lying on me. That's not what you're about to do. And you think you just gonna say sorry to me after you act a plumb damn fool, and then I'm just gonna be okay with it. That's not how the cookie gonna crumble on this side of town at all. Okay. So moving on, we have Emily at the house with the kids and Shane's parents. Okay. So she's talking about her relationship with her mother and how she wants to. She's kind of trying to figure out how she can develop the relationship with her mother. She's like, she don't know if calling is a good thing or whatnot. So she's like started to extend an olive branch by sending pictures of the kids and text messages and stuff. And she also talks about Shane working a lot and how the dynamic of their household has really changed. And, just going through the growing pains of parenting and whatnot and trying to develop this relationship with her mother, apparently. So his parents are just sitting there listening, child. But it is what it is. I guess they had to have Emily talk about something, child. So moving on. Now we have what's this child name? Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Taylor. Taylor is with Heather, and they're going to meet with the acting coach because she's going to be in this movie, and she knows the person that's putting the movie on. So he's really just giving her a layup by having her in the movie. He wanted to cast her in the movie. So she is talking to Heather. Of course, Heather, the acting coach lady, comes in and she runs down all the things that she's done. I think she's been in The Wiz. She's been in 2 other things I didn't really care about. I just love the fact that she was in The Wiz, and I just stopped listening after that, I guess. But Heather was like, "Oh, I saw you in the last show that she said she was in." I'm like, "Heather, did you really see it? Because you don't strike me as nobody that watch TV, sis." But okay. But I think Heather was kind of sizing herself up against the young lady. But at the end of the day, Heather, you could have been on shows that were on longer or whatever the case may be. But y'all could just be 2 great actresses. And let's just leave it at that. But I'm glad that Heather didn't try to like drop her balls on the lady and just make the situation so awkward. I'm glad that she stayed as a support in the whole situation. So they go through the scene, and Taylor definitely needs some coaching. Okay, so Heather is reading with her, and the acting coach is giving Taylor some pointers by saying, because Taylor is supposed to be some reporter saying what she's saying, and she said, you gotta get it from your hoo-ha. That's what the lady said. She was like, reporters typically have like a very grounded sense of speech, so you have to change your voice. She was like, yeah, you get it right from down here. And then Taylor was like, I almost wish I had some balls. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, all right. Then she tells her, you need to open your throat up. And, a lot of opera singers and some actors and actresses, they will, to open their throat up, they give a blowjob before they come to set. Or, we have an opera singer that does it before she sings. I'm like, baby, I know we're not on here promoting damn blowjobs now. Okay, that's not what this is all about. But okay, if that's what you got to do to get it done, child, slob on the knob. All right. And Heather was like, okay, listen, so what we not about to do is promote that to the husbands because I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay. And Taylor says, well, all right, but I've never really been good at that. Taylor, don't be telling nobody that on national TV, sis. Okay? You better go home and practice, honey. Moving on, we get to the final scene where everyone is at Cut Fitness. Taylor comes in with her husband that she's going to be slobbing on the knob with to get ready for her next acting scene, child. And she talks about how much she loved him and he's so attractive. I said, well, girl, that's your opinion. But okay, you got to love him. That's your man. So I loved how when Shane and Emily came in, Shane actually smacked Emily on the butt a little bit. I was like, okay, Shane, finally showing you love your wife, child, because you've been giving her the blues ever since she came on this screen. So I guess now that Shane is working and he is not Mr. Mom anymore and he out here doing what he really wanted to do, he's a little happier in his life. So I'm glad to see them, happier and getting along and having good conversations. So they come in and everybody talks about the scene where Alexis was there and damn Tamara threw her ass up out of there. That was the first night, the first dinner that they had at Cut Fitness when she was first opening the gym. And apparently this gym has been open for 9 years. And that is an amazing thing. Like, I don't know why they couldn't push forward. I don't know if maybe they needed the funds to filter it to Tamra's weed business, okay? But the plant of the earth, okay? But I don't know. I don't know why they couldn't keep the gym open. If it seems like a lot of people love the gym and it was going well, or maybe it wasn't going well and that's why they closed it. Who knows? But it seems like a lot of people have a lot invested in this gym. Now, child, we see Ryan, the Republican, walking up in here. Child. So Tamra's son Ryan comes up in there, and it's Ryan, her son, and we're not gonna go too far into that. You guys have seen it all over social media, so we're gonna just leave Ryan there. He has an adorable 7-year-old daughter. He's working at a ranch not far down the road from Cut Fitness. He loves doing that. He's been doing it for the last 2 years. Moving on, we don't care about Ryan, Tamra's son. Okay, so then her mama comes in and they talk about how she been sweating under the sheets with a younger man. I'm like, Tamra, let me say this here. I don't want to talk about your mama slapping shoes. I don't. I don't really want to talk about her doing any of that. I really, really don't. So let's stop. Let's stop it, okay? So Shannon comes in, and it's like crickets at first. She don't know what to do. She comes in, gets a drink. She don't know how she gonna be received, but Tamra, oddly enough, she comes right up to her and immediately starts to apologize again. She's like, I'm so sorry. I really mean that. I want you to know that, you didn't deserve that. I really, really apologize. And Shannon was like, that's okay. It's all about you tonight. Don't worry about that. But Shannon in her confessional was like, oh, but we will have this conversation again. Oh, don't you worry about that. We will talk about this, okay? But I'm loving Shannon this season because Shannon is not letting anybody ruffle her feathers. She not getting in the middle of the drama. She done look crazy enough for the past couple of seasons. She's like, I'm gonna be zen and put my crystals in my bra, and y'all ain't about to get me off my daggone path of greatness, okay? So they say their niceties and move on. So then we got Gina over in the corner being messy Marvin. So she over there talking to Heather and tells Heather about this TikTok that Jen did the day before, talking about, oh, we're glad that we're still open. And she was like, man, that's just really in poor taste to do something like that. And Tamra is closing her business today. So Heather was like, yeah, I do. I can see your point, but let's just not bring that up. Let's wait. This is not the time to do it. But of course, Gina got to keep a check, child. So they go sit down. Eddie gives a very heartfelt speech about how a lot of the relationships with the people in the room started at Cut Fitness, and he really appreciates the support that everybody has given them over the years. And, it seemed, I could see Eddie's eyes were red a little bit. I think that he was really emotional about this close because it can be hard having to close a business, for sure, because people don't open businesses to have to close them. So for whatever reason they had to close the business, I really do wish them the best on their future endeavors, and I hope that Eddie can maintain positive health, great outlook on whatever they choose to do next. But moving on, after his speech, he has the hibachi people come in, the hibachi chefs. Somebody throws some shrimp in Travis's mouth, and he catches it, honey. I'm like, okay, Travis, all right now, you doing things with your mouth over there. I see why you hanging on to Gina little broke butt, or she hanging on to you, rather. Couldn't nobody else catch it. Heather said, well, I almost halfway caught it. Heather, maybe you need to go and practice on them, do the acting lady suggestions. Because you is getting ready to get back into acting, right? Oh, okay. Moving on. So then they're sitting at the table. Everybody done catching shrimp in their mouth. And Gina says to Emily, she's like, yeah, it was just this whole situation. Oh, she actually says it to Jen, actually. She's talking across Emily. And she says to Jen, yeah, that TikTok that you did. I'm like, well, Gina, you just said that you wasn't going to say nothing with Heather, but now you saying something. Okay, messy Marvin. So she says in her confessional, I don't know why I'm like this. I just can't. I kept telling myself, don't say anything, don't say anything. But here I am saying something. Gina, you knew your ass was going to say something. Stop lying, okay? You are doing whatever you can to stay on this show because this is the only substantial check that you got. Okay? You ain't fooling us. So she says to Jen, she's like, yeah, I saw that you did this TikTok, and, don't you think that was just kind of in poor taste? Your friend is closing her business down today, and, like, you're doing TikToks talking about how your business is still going. Like, don't you think that's kind of messed up? And Jen was like, oh, no. Oh, my gosh, I can see how it looks like that. No, I was definitely not doing that. Like, I do the social media for my business, and I would never do anything like that. Like, I would never have that hidden meaning behind anything. Like, I was just literally doing TikToks because we need to do more for our business. So she turns directly to Tamra. And, they start talking about it, and they tell Tamra about the TikTok. Tamra had apparently not seen the TikTok yet. And so Tamra was like, so were you trying to make fun of my business or whatever? And Jen is like, girl, I know you lying. As much as I've been sitting in your hot tub and coming up here paying this damn membership, trekking it on your damn treadmill and coming up in here on the stair climber, and you did I did a whole fitness competition through you. I done given this place a coin or two. So don't play with me. I probably came to this gym more than everybody at this damn table. So why would you think that I am thinking about you when I'm doing a TikTok? She said it's basically a whole trend that was on TikTok, and I do the social media, so I was just basically just doing a TikTok. It had nothing to do with you. And Tamra did something slick that made her think that Tamra was being shady. And so she said, don't look at me like that, Tamra. You know that I would not do that to you. You absolutely know that, right? So then, child, Tamra says, of course I know that you wouldn't do that. I'm like, Tamra, girl, you is just setting it up and stirring the damn pot. But meanwhile, everybody gets up from the table and start doing their own thing. And Emily takes her panties off. Didn't go to the bathroom. She's going, oh my God, it's so hot in here. I'm so hot. So she take her drawers off and put them in her purse while she talking to Gina. I said, ooh, baby, what does it smell like? That is disgusting. So the ladies are standing around, and she tells them all that she done took her drawers off, child. And then Shannon is so hilarious. She said, oh my God, the smell. I'm like, ooh, Emily crotch is roasting? Baby girl. So then they start talking about the macaroons, child, like anybody care about that. But then all the ladies are standing around, and Tamra begins to talk about, I think Gina and Emily bring up the fact of Jen cheating with Ryan. So Emily is like, okay, I just want to know the timeline. So, like, did you send your husband down to Oklahoma so that you can, like, spend more time with Ryan? Because I noticed, like, you said that there was a job opening in Oklahoma, and, like, you were here, like, putting makeup on and coming to Cut Fitness and hanging out with Ryan. So it's like, and going on long walks and things. So, like, did you send your husband to Oklahoma because you were, like, canoodling with Ryan? And Jen says, no, I didn't do that. Girl, it's a little shady, Jen. It sounds like you sent your man away so you can hump and pump up on Ryan. I don't know, sis. It's looking a little messy. Okay. So Emily asking all the questions, and Gina walks away because she's like, oh, I gotta get out of here. I can't be around the infidelity talk and all because, I've gotten cheated on, and, woe is me. Okay, I don't want to be a part of the conversation. So I'm like, girl, whatever. And so, of course, Tamra got stirred a pot. She's like, yeah, because it just kind of made me, we talked about this, how it just made me kind of feel uncomfortable, because, like, we were hanging out with you and your husband, and then here comes you and Ryan. It was just really, fishy. It was just, I didn't know what was going on. Tamra, you knew what was going on. Just stop. You over here perpetuating the BS. Tamra ain't shit. I tell you what, homegirl is not shit, okay? So, Tamra is over there. Jen is talking to Emily. Emily's still asking questions. And Tamra over there turning to the side saying, like, Jen is lying or something. And Jen sees her out the corner of her eye. She was like, Tamra, don't make that face. You know that that's not what was going on. Because Emily asked, were they sleeping together? And I think Jen was getting ready to say no, but she didn't say anything. because she was interrupted by Tamara's gazing looks on the side of incrimination. So she's like, Tamara, don't do that, because you already know what's going on. And she's like, just tell the truth. That's what Tamara tells her. I'm like, girl, you don't have to tell these people nothing, okay? But I guess if you're gonna be on this TV show, child, you might as well. So then they end that conversation. They start throwing cake on each other, child, and Cut Fitness is closed. And that's it for the episode, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching this show too. And Tamara, we see you. Jen, you better watch your back, sis, because that ain't your friend. Peace out.